Good afternoon, Claggeteers. It's Monday, June 22nd. I'm Rita Yo, your camp director, and today is an absolutely beautiful day out at Claggett. It's sunny, it's hot, and it would have been the first full day of senior high camp. I want to start by saying that we miss you so much here. The campus is so quiet without the sounds of you playing games in the front field and splashing in the pool, without the sounds of your feet coming up and down the stairs of Powell Hall and your counselors calling you to fill your water bottles. This chapel is so quiet without the sounds of your voices. I want you to know that the Claggett team is praying for you each day while we are apart. Friends, it has been a strange year and it is about to be a strange summer. The reality of COVID-19 has brought us fear and anxiety for our health and the health of our loved ones. The isolation that's been necessary to protect each other has brought loneliness and disappointment as things that we've looked forward to have been canceled. We're seeing unrest and injustice in the world around us, which can make us feel all kinds of things: angry, afraid, uncomfortable, confused, sometimes inspired to make a difference, and sometimes powerless to change things that are so big and so messy. For many of us, camp is a place where we recenter for the year. It's a place where we can work through things that have happened and where we can try on new ways of being. A little kinder, a little braver, a little more like Jesus. We say sometimes that it's just a little bit easier here to try and be the best versions of ourselves. I've been thinking a lot about how at the end of the week of camp, we sometimes talk about bringing camp home and how hard it can be after spending a wonderful week here to readjust to our daily lives and make room for the joy that we experienced at camp and the growth and the trust that we found in other people when we're back in our regular routines. So while this summer is nothing like we planned and like nothing we've ever seen or even thought about before, I think maybe God can show us something about that if we keep our eyes and hearts open. Wherever you are still God's beloved child, and Claggett is still for you this year to help you connect with friends and have some fun and see where God might be leading you. Our theme this summer is Lift Your Voice. We'll visit stories of people who found themselves in unexpected and difficult situations, who listened for God's voice and spoke out to proclaim God's love and justice wherever they were. A few of our camp chaplains have a message for you this week as we get ready to start this brand new summer. But first, I have a few, your very first 2020 camp announcements. The first is that you can find all of our long-distance camp stuff online at claggett.virtual-camp.org. That's going to be our hub for all of our new virtual content, including our weekly chaplain talks, videos from our counselors, and registration and announcements for any of our live events that will be happening this summer. Some of that will also be posted on our Facebook page, Camps at Claggett, and our Instagram at Camp Claggett. But everything will be collected, including our social media feeds, together in one place on claggett.virtualcamp.org. If you haven't signed up for a small group yet, they'll be starting off this week, so don't wait any longer. Registration will continue throughout the summer, but you won't want to miss a thing. If you finished 5th through 12th grade, you can be placed in a small group that will meet every week for an hour from this week through August, through the middle of August. That's where we'll have scripture study, games, just a chance to slow down and talk about the big questions and get to know each other, and those will be led by many of your favorite counselors, so sign up today. You can find the link to sign up on claggett.virtualcamp.org. Each week on Monday, we'll introduce a scripture for the week that we'll be studying in small groups, and a different chaplain from Claggett history and some guests will be coming in either here or from wherever they may be to give us a short reflection and chapel talk. Next week, we'll have a really special one, which will be the presiding bishop of the Episcopal Church, the Most Reverend Michael Curry, who will be addressing all Episcopal camps and campers throughout the country. That'll be hosted by Camp Marshall in Montana, and we'll have a watch party together. A couple other things that are coming up on our virtual camp page this week include our very first workshop Wednesday, which will be Friendship Bracelets 101. And Thursday, we'll have a little opportunity to meet some of the Claggett staff who are here year-round and keep camp running. And on Friday, we'll introduce our very first weekly photo challenge. That'll be on Instagram as well. If there's something that you would like to see or hear, an idea that you have, feel free to shoot us an email or comment on our social media to tell us what you'd like to see as part of our long distance camp. So drink your water and wear your sunscreen and mask up so that we can be together again soon and safe and healthy. And until then, we will see you online this summer.
You are a beloved child of God. God has called you by name and promised to be with you always. When you cross deep waters of uncertainty, God is by your side. You are God's beloved, exactly as you are.
Even when you walk in the valley of the shadow of death, God is with you. You are God's beloved, exactly as you are.
You are not too small or insignificant to the God who looks with favor on the lowly. You are God's beloved, exactly as you are.
There is no fear or sin or shame that can put you beyond the reach of God's love. You are God's beloved exactly as you are.
Beloved, you are made in the image of God, who made the heavens and the earth, who looks at you and calls you good exactly as you are. God made you and gave you gifts to bring the world, a heart to feel, passions to motivate you, and a voice to be heard. We honor God's gift by lifting our voices in praise and intercession, by calling out for justice, compassion, and true peace on the earth.
Beloved, God is speaking, even here, even now, even to us. God is calling us in stillness and silence. God is calling us in the voices of all who cry for help, love, justice. God calls you to lift your voice.
Beloved, God has told you what is good: to do justice, to love kindness, and to walk humbly with your God. God calls you to lift your voice.
Beloved, you are not too young to do God's work. Like the prophet Jeremiah, like Timothy, like the child who offered Jesus their own food to share with a crowd of thousands, God calls you to lift your voice.
Beloved, you do not need to be afraid when words fail. God has set the Spirit of life in you, who will intercede for you in sighs too deep for words. God calls you to lift your voice.
Beloved, God calls you and me and each of us to speak up and speak out, to bring God's love and justice to the world. Like Isaiah, Mary, Jeremiah, Esther, John the Baptist, Ruth, David, and saints and prophets from every age, God calls you to lift your voice.